In this video I'll show you how to assemble such an engine. This is the exact analog of steam engines that existed once in the past, and in fact exist now. But this is a pneumatic engine that runs on air pressure. We'll assemble it and see how it works. For this we need boards that are inside, as well as the instruction. Let's unpack it. Keeping these toothpicks is a must. Don't get rid of them, because we'll need them. There are these two boards and the instruction. So let's start. Page 4. By the way, we may need an ordinary knife, abrasive paper, or wax or paraffin candle. Any you can get. We need component details placed on this board. This is component parts 1. Component parts 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 2. First of all, let's take out these big frames. It's not easy to take out the component parts, or they get slightly stuck. It's better to sneak these seals by an ordinary knife. We also take out the middle part. The component parts are for the body of our model, and take out small plugs, and also these ones. And there are two component parts as well. These are the component parts we need. And we find such a component part and turn it so that we're facing the logo. And here we insert plugs. Two plugs, here, like this, in order this hole to be covered by the tail of the plug. You can press here. Not like this, but nearby. If it's really not easy to do this, take an ordinary candle and rub the plug on it. Here what we have, and from this side. These two are here, and this small one will be on this side. Here it is. Now let's take this component part. The logo should also face us. And we insert plugs. Two here and one from inside. If it's really not easy, you may rub like this. This is how our body of engine looks. We're inserting these two horseshoes in this component part. One goes into this lower groove. Another will go here from inside. You can rub it a little here, like this. Now find the component part with such a hole. There is a puzzle like this, and there is another one. Here we use this frame. Now this one. And this frame goes from this edge. Like this. Now two more. Find the correct position for the grooves. to match and fix them this way. Here we have two protrusions on one line, and here another two protrusions also on one line. This is what we have at the moment. Now let's find component parts 11 and 12. We have to put these four plugs in them. The plugs will be from below. You can find the side of the component part you like most and put these plugs here from below. Well, if you have a model made from thicker plywood, you'd better rub it by the candle like this. Here's one component part, and here's another. These will be our two caps, which we put here. They'll move this way. Before we use them, we put in component parts 9 and 10. Take our model, turn it to the position suitable for fixing this component part. Here it is. Put it into grooves. If it's not easy, you may also rub it. So, the first, second, find the position. Here it is. This is the bottom we have. And these two caps are put here. And we need component parts 13 and 14 for fixing. These pins must stand and protrude here. So we've assembled two side boxes. Page of the instruction number 6. We need component parts 15, 16 and 17. 15, 16 and 17. Carefully remove them from the board. It's better to sneak it a bit with a knife. Here's a component part. Here are two component parts. It will go just like that. This one with a groove in the middle. This will be just the groove through which the air will go inside our engine. Or we can assemble this way. We have two holes here and here. In which we put a toothpick. We can break it in two and seal it. Here and here, in these 2 points, and slightly break it to have it fixed here.
Тут.
We need to give this component part a slight clean-up. And a slight clean-up with abrasive paper. Well, now we need component parts 19, 21 and 22. 19, 21 and 22. These are component parts. We have to connect them with the body of the engine, which is already beginning to appear. We connect them using toothpicks. To do this, put toothpicks in such a way. Here I insert the first one. Look. If it's not easy, you can rub it on the candle. Then insert here. Here's a cactus that has been formed now. Now, take the component part with such holes. And carefully, not to get hurt, connect. Now take this component part without a hole. In this case, the cone sticks out towards this side. And pass it through this circle here. Here we can break off or trim all toothpicks. Just to make them more beautiful. That's the part we have. Our toothpicks stick out from this side. And now we need to assemble the component part, which is a valve of our engine. This is a piston that will go on top and block and open the air. We need component parts 23. Here they are. We are taken to circles and immediately see what protrusions it has. The places with the rough surface. We are brushing it a bit with abrasive paper to make it smooth. But in such a way that it remains round. Take a toothpick. Find a straighter and more beautiful one, with nothing else in it. And put it here.
Сюди.
And how to set these distances? For this we need component part O. We have it here. This component part. We take it and set it so that the entire construction goes into these two grooves. Now, from the shorter side, this one is a bit longer, this one short. On the shorter side, we cut off a little bit, like that, just so that we know where the back and front are. Align it so that they are straight and not skewed. And we can brush a bit with abrasive paper. Like this, gently, scrolling. And now rub it with a candle. Roll. And this stick is also to be rubbed on the blunt end. And this side too. As to the sharp end, don't rub it, because it won't hold tight. These shackles have to stand straight. This is a thing, which will be a valve. Now let's assemble the piston. For this we need component parts 20. Remove them carefully as well. Look out for areas with a rough surface. The best way is to whittle it away with abrasive paper. Take a straight smooth toothpick and put it together, so that these circles are outside. Outside there is a marking, and here isn't any. Insert the circle with the marking outside, and on this side with the marking outside too. So our piston will be more like a barrel. A little overwhelmed though. It can also be lightly rubbed with abrasive paper, especially like that from these two sides. But do not brush it too hard. Look at the side face of the piston. It is to be done so as to match the profiles of the circles. And to have a circle, take component part O, helper, and here we have a groove. Exposed like this. Now will look like this, or better like this. Now we give it some trimming with a knife. Just to know, this will be the back, and another one with a sharp end will be the front. Check if the component part is round. If necessary, turn it slightly and find the position in which the piston is round. And rub it with a candle. The blunt end too. Rub this part on this side. The sharp end doesn't need to be rubbed. There it will be fixed. Page number 8. We need to set the piston here. With this blunt end here. But before that, we take some wax and put it on the inside. And like a real engine, ours should do a smooth job. Let's take the piston with the blunt end and set it here, like this. Rub the wax, which is inside, slightly. Then we'll need component parts 19 and 21. We already removed ones from the board. At first we put component part 19 with this hole. Find all of them to match all the elements, this way. And now put this component part. Also this way, like this.
Też. Stuck.
There is no need to rush. You need to have a piston fit into the middle hole. Well, this is our piston. Now you have to trim all the toothpicks, except this central one. It is easy to mix them up, so don't hurry up. Trim all outside toothpicks, and leave this one, the piston. You can try to make this more gently. Be careful not to catch the central one. The piston should move very easily. If you turn it, it should fall like this. If the piston doesn't move easily, you need to disassemble the construction, roll the abrasive paper into a tube, cut a piece, and clean it inside. Now insert this element here. The valve should move very easily. I feel it doesn't move very easily. First look at the profile of these circles. Sometimes it's enough to turn them in order to match their profiles better. This way is much better. And I advise you to take the circle gently and remove it. We have 2 toothpicks here. First, take some wax. Rub it here and grease it. Another thing you can do is to take some abrasive paper, roll it, and clean it inside. Then grease it all like this. Also grease these circles. The movement should be very easy. To enhance the movement, rub it a bit on abrasive paper, spinning it to clean this surface, like this. I like the way it moves. And you can put this circle back into its place. Put this valve with the blunt end on its place. We got this pot. If to learn this, it is possible to do something like this at this stage. If you move the upper one, the one below will move. Now take component parts 24, 25 and 26, circles 23 and component part 27. These component parts are here. Take component part 24 and put these two plugs here. They are different. This plug with a small hole should be closer to this area. Here it is. And another plug is to be put here, like this. First put on one circle. Now put on this rocker. Now this part. This is one moment. It is better to grease this eye hole at once. Yes, you can grease it a bit. Put it on and press it with a circle, but not too strong. This component part should move very smoothly. Give it a slight clean up. And you'll get this construction. Take another toothpick and put it in this hole. Now we'll need component parts 23 and 28. Component part 28 is a small arrow. And again, we'll need these two circles. We'll need several circles. Don't worry if you have lost one of the component parts. You have a set of additional spare parts. There is one more identical circle, number 23. Now we put on one circle, then another one. This is the component part for this side, with the circles to be put here, and we put them on. Here we should grease them in this way, and set this arrow like this. To have these elements on the respective side. and we shift all this in this way. This arrow should move easily, and nothing is to block it. And this element should move very easily too, as well as this arrow. It's important. You can take a bit of wax and grease this groove too. Now we have a distance. It should go approximately to this dash. In my case, I need to shift it slightly back, like this. Page 11. Now you can set something on this block. We can take this block and, as I am showing, this circle on this side and set it here. So, to have it steady here, this element should be set in these two holes. Shift it aside a little bit and put it like this. This valve should be here. It has to move easily. If it doesn't, you need to shift the block and find the position in which it goes easily, like this. Here is our movement. Let's go to the next step. Look at page 12. We need to assemble an important part from component parts 25, 26, 23 and 36. These component parts are here. Here are these parts, all of them. So there are two circles and two plugs.
Дві заглушечки. Така деталь.
Let's take this component part, put a plug with such a small hole there, closer to this hole, and put another plug here. So we have this part on this side and this one on another. Now we set this component part here. We can grease this eye hole at once, and this eye hole too. And fix it this way. Let's take a small circle, number 3. This way, then put it on, then over there. Here everything should work out very easily. This component part should swing easily. and we should clean these parts. Now we need component parts 29, 30 and 31. Here they are. This one, and this one. They are small elements. Take this component part, and here are the following connecting elements that go symmetrically. If you take them like this, you may put them here, so that they don't stick out. Those ones are to be set inversely, like this. And to cover them with this circle. So we have this construction. We take a toothpick to fasten it completely. We may take this one, for example, and we find a way for it on the side with a big component part. If it doesn't work out all right, you need to rub it a bit with a candle. It has broken up. If a toothpick has broken up, it's better to get it out. We take a toothpick to fasten it completely, and find the way for it on the side of the bigger component part, like this. You can press it a bit like this. This end should have this length, like this groove. Remove it from this side. In other words, there is nothing on this side with a big component part, and this end is sticking out from this side. So we have a wheel like this. Likewise, assemble another wheel. It requires component parts 29, 31 and 32. They are here and there, and we will need component parts 31. Here are these parts, and put them this way. A component part, this one,
Так.
then put this end here, and here, and find the position in which we set it, like this. So we have this construction. Then take a part of the toothpick, you can grease it a bit, and pass it on the side where we have a big wheel. Measure the size, this distance. And trim it on this side. We don't have anything on this side, and this part is sticking out from this side. You should rub this axis on the candle. This one as well, so we have two wheels. Next page is 14. We need a ready-made central axis for this block. Here is its length. Let's trim it on this side at once.
И
And measure its length up to this dash. Approximately as long as like this. Take any of these two parts and put it here. So make it move a bit further and make it visible on this side of the wheel. And we put this one here. If this part stands like this, it is to face the side of this impeller with the eye holes. One must grease the axis in the middle, except this tip, just in the middle, like this. Pass it here
Шуп.
through this staple. You must turn this impellers to this side. And here we find a circle. They're to be on the same axis. Here it is. If necessary, you should drop it. Just a second. You may build something to make it more comfortable.
Oh.
It should turn out like this. This item in the middle should move very easily. You must put these elements, this circle and that circle, on the opposite side. It will work like this. And now you may try to put it here. You must pass this axis, which is in the middle, through the groove, which is here. You must put it so that this impeller is on this side. Pass it here. Through this groove, you see, it immediately goes into this place. If it drops, you must move this element slightly. In order to avoid this. Put this arrow like this. Here is another point. You must insert these restrictors. Fix them here. And in this loop. This one is for raw arrow. Put it like this. These restrictors are for the arrow. It should be easy if you twist it. This element is not fixed yet. There is no drive for the main piston. Here it is. Put it on in this way. The same is here. the movement should be like this. Very easy. Maybe you have put this block a little askew. For example, move it here a little and have another try. You see, it has been clutched. Try to move it here a little. Also, you should check its geometry in relation to this. Right, left. It should be easy in these places. You may put this valve out, like this, and first check the piston underneath. For example, put it out, twist it, and put it on again. You should find the position to twist it as easily as possible. Twist it and put it on. Now you may try to put the upper valve on. For example, put it on and have a try. If it twists harder, then put it out and find the position to twist it as easily as possible. Put it on here. You see, I put it on. I twisted it a little and put the axis on. This is the position that provides for the easiest movement. Now you may check the engine. This area is to be here, on the preventer, being blocked by the rings. The air tachometer is already starting to work. In fact, the engine is starting. And now we will assemble another plate. This is to be made up from component parts 33 and 34. Here they are. By the way, I missed some stage in the manual. These are component parts 18. They are to be put on the block. They have a decorative function. Also, they have some fastening function. As you can see, this is not a problem if you have not put them. First, let's put component parts 18. They are to be put here. Let me grease it here a bit. Here they are standing, and using component parts 33 and 34, we will assemble the plate. They are joined with the help of the toothpicks. Now this one, here it is.
Ось так.
You may immediately rub this plate with abrasive paper. You may even grease a little bit inside. They are to be
Вдівається
put on
вона ось
here.
сюди.
Here it is. This plate is used for putting a balloon on it, making a loop in it, and bundling hair, as shown in our video. These pencil cases are for some little things. Check its geometry in order to avoid a failure. You may search for a better position of the pistons. Another thing I can
Можна ще, що
advise
можу
is
порадити,
to expand it more
наприклад,
in
більше
this
тут
and that
розширити, чи
area,
тут.
in order that everything might move very easily. One more point.
Ще один момент.
If you put
Якщо
this
зняти
plate
цю шайбу,
out, by
можна
twisting this wheel,
подивитися,
you may see how visible the valve is. The valves are to be about a millimeter away from these edges. That is, for example, you can move them. You may find the position to move it as easily as possible. My valve is nearly visible, but there is a narrow gap between it and the edges. The same is on this side, and here it is more than narrow. You may move it there without disassembling. Check their geometry so that they are straight. Here it is. It is very easy. Now you may put the plates back. It is in order that this valve might not sling out in this direction. I like the sound of this engine. It is like a real engine sound.
Звук.
And now we have this engine. I can tell you that the design of steam engines, particularly steam engines of those times, were just like that. There was a piston underneath, which was regulated by this valve above. You may learn how to pull it off and to do it this way, and you may do it in a different way. Moreover, it can rely on retraction, but it comes harder. I do not advise you to do this. It will be better to rely only on venting. The design of steam engines was like this. In our case, this is an air engine. It is a very interesting option if we connect here some pump or balloon and do some other experiments. I hope you like it and it is not too difficult. So see you later. I will also tell you how to start the engine for a simple air balloon. You can take any balloon. You would also need a thread. For this purpose, you need to do the following. Take scissors to make another hole in this balloon. Do the following. Make another hole right here. Do not make it too big. It should be small. This is another hole we have just made. We have this collar. You need to put on this balloon through this hole. So we take it this way. And here we put it on. So the collar is fixed on the balloon, but it will fly away when we are inflating this balloon. Therefore we must secure it with a thread.
So
It is easy to do so when there are 2, 3 or 4 people around to secure it. But I need to do this myself. This way. And we get this balloon and affix it here. Let's check if our engine is moving. Now, we can try to inflate it. We need this collar to be tightly secured. This is how our engine works. We can connect any pump to the balloon and keep pumping the engine. We had some fun with it, connecting the compressor, and checked how long it would work. It works well. There is another way how to start this engine. Have a good luck and see you later.